Okay, we are live. Back for another episode of Talking Ship. This is, I think, episode 5 or something. This is the journey through all my favorite old CrossFit media. Joined today by my wife, Dani. Hi.
I was
Welcome
requested back by all of our fans.
Yeah, see, most people figured you would never make it back on the show, but you're back.
But this is my list of
That's
modern
true.
day cool things that happened in CrossFit.
So she did pick this this list of things. So we're going to go back through 2 years of the CrossFit Games, and we're going to look at 2 different defining moments of not only the games that year, but these are things people still talk about to this day and think about to this day that kind of change the way that people approach aspects of the sport. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with it. All right, so one of my favorites of all time. We're going to start with good old Jason Khalipa, Mr. Intensity. Let's see if I got it right here. Okay. 2010 CrossFit Games. Amanda was featured 975 ring muscle up squat snatch 135 for the guys. Now, this is, I think, the final heat, if I'm not mistaken. And if you go back and watch earlier heats, if you haven't really explored the history of the CrossFit Games, it's kind of hilarious because these guys move worse than some members in your beginners class at your local affiliate now. Like, the sport has changed so much. It is outrageous. A lot of guys, CrossFit Games level, failing 135 snatches.
Also, look at the floor. It's a
very boring
disaster.
This is the old tennis stadium, right? At StubHub Center or whatever they called it back then, Home Depot Center, whatever it was. It's empty. This is like the highlight of the night. If you look around, I don't know if they'll show it, but it's empty. All right, let's watch the madness that ensues. Really kill the volume here. All right, off they go. Can you see that all right?
Yeah.
Maybe full screen. That's better. All right, so 975. Time to beat. This is the final heat. Even just look at the muscle up technique. You get the turnout at the bottom, which I think was a standard.
The rings are super low too.
They are. Rob Orlando.
Wait, is it a squat snatch?
It is. It is. He just failed. There's no rep the first one. Just muscle snatches it. The big forged shirt. Miko. The king of intensity, Jason Khalipa. This is not a long event, so we'll watch a lot of this. Just watching the old technique. I think Spieler was about 140 pounds. That's actually like a body weight squat snatch for him, which is super impressive.
They have assigned barbells, or they could just go grab whatever one they wanted?
No, they had barbells. Look at Jason. Jason is back on the rings. So this is before people really had any idea how to pace something. And you wouldn't pace Amanda today. Everyone would go way unbroken, and they go unbroken in harder versions. But back then, this should have been way more strategic than it was with that combination of movements.
I just love the rig, and like the judges are just, it's just so disorganized, but it was like so cool.
Look, this, he can't even grab his rings. They're going all over the place. Oh man, I was so stoked on this back in the day. I still am stoked. I'm just laughing with how exciting I am. This is just Miko Salo. I wish he had more time at the top. 2009 CrossFit Games champion. All with horrible technique. Final round coming up, baby. And the moment is coming.
They're all hitting singles now.
Even Rich Froning in an earlier heat does single muscle ups on this workout. The amazing Rich Froning does singles on this. Jason almost failing. Failing muscle up.
Spinning the rings all over the place.
Just letting them fly. There's a fail.
His actually don't look that bad.
Chris always moved good. That's the only way he could keep up with these just brutally strong other dudes. He always moves so much better than everybody else. Oh, and then there's that.
3:46 is the time to do it. He's got 3 minutes and 17 seconds right now.
I mean, that looks like a 225 snatch.
Look at young Dave.
Yeah.
3 minutes and 29 seconds. That is the winning time, unofficial. That was an incredible performance put in by Chris.
I wish they would just do this again, like in quarterfinals or something, and let the amount of times, like on broken times.
Dave is still on the muscle ups. Just failing. Comes right back down. Jumps right back up. Fails again.
He doesn't give himself any time to like recover and pray to get a rep. He just, this is the ultimate meltdown. One of the first meltdowns we've ever seen in the CrossFit Games. Like first absolute meltdown. Just trying to go way too hard, way too fast.
He's still on them.
And he looks like he's drunk. He's like swaying like a drunk man.
There he goes.
Can barely press it out. No kip on the dip.
There it is.
All right, here we go.
8 reps.
Here we go. I mean, his triceps are about 0. He's got nothing left in him.
Oh my God.
He looks hammered.
The signature rep is coming up.
It is. Oh, the
so funny.
He's going to jump back up and grab that bar.
Oh.
What fatigue does to the mind of the
2 to go.
They say fatigue will make cowards of us all. Not these guys.
Jason just failed another one in the background there.
Oh my gosh.
And he fails another one.
I love that they don't rest even for 1 second. So like
he failed another one. He's in the background. He just keeps failing reps.
What does he have? 2
he's
more?
He's all the way on the other end of the floor. He's not even in the playing field anymore.
He has 1 left.
He's a mile away. I feel bad laughing at him, but this is so epic. This is incredible.
And I mean, you gotta remember, Jason does have
He's failed like 10 reps. At least he has to do 5. He's failed maybe 10 or 11 so far. This is just the most epic performance ever. Why people?
Wait, he's not done?
He's not done. He's failed 12 or 13 reps at 135.
I'm completely crying.
There it is. So I think he got to the bar at like 3:30. I think he did like, I want to go back and count at some point.
Wait, no, go back to the one where he
may have done
flat on his stomach.
I can't find it. He may have done 20 snatch reps to complete 5.
No, go
all right.
back.
Hang on. It's going to take me a second.
Crying. That was
oh my God.
This one, wait. There's one that he just like lays down. I'm completely crying. That was just so freaking. Oh my gosh.
He takes out the camera.
Gosh, good shit.
This is why this is the fucking greatest sport ever. This is why. These moments, God, this is
so good.
He failed 8 reps or 9 reps in a row to complete the final rep. Like, how? That is just insanity. It's just, okay.
Look at his time, too. Like 6 minutes.
It took him 3 minutes to complete 5 snatches. 5 good snatches.
Oh, my gosh. That was awesome.
One of the most epic moments in the history of the CrossFit Games. We just started off with maybe the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I hadn't actually watched this that close in the background when they're showing other athletes, and he's failing rep after rep in the background, falling on his knees. There's like 4 reps before they cut back to me. He fails in a row.
That was great.
Okay. All right. So let's move on from Amanda here.
The point of that is it'll never be that interesting ever again.
Well, yeah, I mean,
strategy and blah, blah, blah.
Totally. And yeah, even with high intensity, people are so dialed in now. Their intensity is self-governed to the point where they will never have a meltdown like that. There'll be plenty of times where people have to rush to finish in a race, like in the squat snatch ladders and things we're going to talk about later. But like to melt down a 135 squat snatch that you needed one more rep, he is literally traveled almost 100 meters from the rig from where he started, and then he fails about 7 or 8 in a row before he finishes. Like, just incredible. But let's continue with the theme. Another defining moment of the CrossFit Games 2020-10. This is probably the defining moment of Rich Froning's career that maybe turned him around, lit the fire, and possibly was part of made him who he is today. Let's see if I can find this.
I feel like this is obviously defining, but it's not as interesting as that last video, just because like everybody's seen this. Like,
yeah.
It's like so over. It's still like over talked about, but I still think it's like important in like.
It is over talked about. I mean, they did a whole like it's his redemption, right? They did a whole redemption video on it. So this is the finals, 2010 CrossFit Games. Same year, Khalipa melted down.
I love these burpees over the wall, though. That's cool.
I wish they'd bring that back. That's really cool. I can't tell you how many times we stacked boxes up irresponsibly high in the gym after this happened and started doing burpees over the neighbor's fence. Burpees everywhere.
Oh, wipe out.
You got Austin Maliola. Austin's the leader, I think, at this point of the whole games in the white suit here, the Marshmallow Man suit at the bottom, full spandex, full compression.
I know the outfits are big change.
In a short time, too. Things have changed in a short time.
Nobody's rocking the knee-high socks anymore either.
I know. Bring it back. So Spieler, yeah.
What's the reps here?
Oh, my God.
Loser.
You need to get... All right, hang on.
Loser.
It's so embarrassing to not have YouTube Premium.
You know what? And we're not going to have it.
I will be subscribing as soon as I get 10 more followers. All right, here's the action.
10 followers and Seth can have YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
Turn it up.
It's the middle of the night when we're streaming right now. We're in Australia at the moment. So Rich is in the shirt at the end there. There he is, next to Graham Holmberg, the eventual champ.
Graham Holmberg looks like he is.
So even the technique is just garbage climbing the rope.
Well, that was what I was just about to comment on. Is like the rope climb technique is so slow and shitty, but that is exactly how you climb a rope still. To a T.
Am I going to the CrossFit Games anytime soon? What's it matter for me?
You were just commenting on the technique, and that's the only way you climb a rope. You look like that guy right there.
I can climb better. I just don't.
You're the only guy still doing the wrap. Wait, is that Rich doing legless?
In the back, yeah. So he can't figure out his feet on this, and so he just keeps climbing legless because remember he's going to have the epic fall here coming up. He falls hard.
Yeah, there's no mat down.
No.
What you don't want to do is pause. Look at Rich. Rich Froning doing what he can. He's struggling to get up there. Again, the grip is all but gone in these guys, but they've got a lot more work ahead.
How empty the stands are right next to the action.
He's gotten 2.
Changed a lot the following years.
Is on his way up and just about to hit his second. And Chris Spieler, that is his third. Boy, I'm sure that Rich knows that he cannot afford to do poorly on this workout.
Stuck in the middle.
But he's in trouble. He's tried that.
Wait, who is that?
That's Rich.
Oh, that's Rich.
That's Rich. He just cannot get off the rope over and over again. This is the final. This is the
Wait, did he
final.
get any rope climbs?
He may have gotten the first one, maybe. I don't remember.
Up that rope, using the foot technique on the way down so that he doesn't burn his hands. There's a good shot.
These guys are all moving so slow. I think there was only.
This is a great workout, though.
It's a great workout. I think there was only, I'm just guessing, 7 events maybe at the games back then. 7, 8 events, 9 events most, and they were so smoked at this part of the weekend. They just were not used to volume back then. This was still when you were doing one workout a day. It was like workout of the day training, and then you're at the games. Obviously, it shows the difference between. This was 14 years ago.
I would love if they did like a CrossFit Games that was all repeats.
Just a touch easier this last portion, but they have been working hard throughout.
I mean, they don't have to do the CrossFit Games like that. They could just do an event that's CrossFit Games repeats, and you would get a bunch of people who'd be willing to take it on.
That'd be great.
It would be. Rich is still in the back corner, just failing. The Rob Orlando. Oh, Matt Chan.
What event they Graham Holmberg. Yeah, that was in fact a burpee. One of the hardest burpees you're ever going to do.
That's like a pretty standard climb, just very slow. That's going to be a 20-foot rope too, right?
I think it was. I think you're right about that. I don't know at what time Rich makes the attempt that he basically falls from the top.
He told me, he said, because of his wrestling background, he did wrestling at a Division I school.
But yeah, I mean,
you know, wrestlers are used to dealing with pain and putting themselves in that.
we don't even have to wait for that. Everyone can watch the moment that Rich fell off the rope. It's like in 1,000 different videos. But I think if we're talking defining moments, there he goes, trying again. A lot of people watch people stand around and realize you had to have technique to everything. You had to be efficient at everything. And it was not something that wasn't necessarily preached. It's all throughout the CrossFit Journal before this time, but very eye-opening to have Graham with, reasonable technique here, essentially winning the games thanks to just his ability to move steadily.
Looking down at his feet the whole way up. He had a great foot grip. He was
So Rich didn't get one. So he's going to take essentially last in this final.
Maybe 3 feet from the top.
After he may have won the first two or something. He was like 4th or 5th going into this one. Graham was close to him. I think Austin was maybe 1st at this point. I don't remember. I have to look at the leaderboard, but
Wow. A very impressive Chris Spieler. Spieler's back 2 rounds down. 5:46, 2 rounds down. We're going to see.
and I'm pretty sure Spieler podiums this year.
This time around. He's done 2 rounds in 5:46. And the time to beat on 3 rounds is 10 minutes and 37 seconds. So he's got just shy of 5 minutes to beat the best time on the day.
Do you want to wait till Rich falls, or do you want to just move on?
Now we can move on.
Points kind of taken here.
Yeah, again, one of the guys to watch this.
The gloves too. Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah. So again, a defining moment. Rich Froning smashed the first parts of this final. Cannot do the rope. Ends up possibly lighting the fire of a lifetime for him. Yeah, I mean, I think that was just so eye-opening because things changed so much after that. Not only just for Rich. Rich obviously went bananas and ended up winning, for many years to come in a row after that. Almost won that, loses to Graham. And then, that, again, inspiring Rich. It's only a few years later you start to hear about the training regimen that Rich starts taking on for himself, doing 2 or 3 a days every day, which completely revolutionized how people now approach the sport, which is another video for another day completely. The day in the life of Rich Froning video needs to be covered at some point because it's so wild for the time. But, yeah, pretty defining in my opinion. All right.
Next.
What do you want to hit first? You got 2 coming from the 2015 CrossFit Games.
Oh, do the snatch.
All right.
Sick.
All right. There we go.
This one obviously stuck out to me. What year was this? 2015. This was the first year that I went. Yeah, this was the first year. No, I went in 2014. Whatever. I was at this year. So sitting in the tennis stadium watching this was freaking wild.
It was. But why did you pick this in particular? Do you want to watch it first and then talk about why you picked it, or?
I don't know why I picked any of the ones I picked. It just like I was just thinking, and I was like, what are things that I remember just being shown over and over and over again and like talked about over and over and over again. And this was like, was it a no rep or was it not? All
right. So quick intro. Camille LeBlanc is in this heat. She gets a couple no reps on a speed snatch ladder, which is essentially it's 1 rep on each weight, right? Across the floor, essentially.
Yeah, but she had
full squat snatch.
3 cracks at it, I think.
It's supposed to be. Yeah. So let's watch. And we'll talk about why it's kind of important.
Which one? Where is she?
She is in the second lane. Yep, white jersey, no rep. We'll watch a couple times.
there.
Second rep, no rep.
There it is.
So we'll watch the rest of it. But now she's buried in the first round.
Yeah. And she was like one of the strongest snatchers in the games.
Absolutely, she was.
Another one. No rep.
And so now she's probably bawling her eyes out at this point on the floor.
Yeah, she was pissed.
She was a big-time crier in the sport when she competed. She would cry almost after every heat she was
I
in.
wish there was a better like angle showing the showing the rep.
And there it is. Yeah.
Do they show it up close? A replay?
Let's see. I think they do.
So did she win the games in 2014 or what year?
Great question. What year that was? I think it was.
Oh yeah, that's a toughie. That's not great.
I mean, that one looked good though.
That was good. The second
one looked good. The first one, but so she was known. She has been known her whole regionals and games career. Not only her squat, her range of motion in general. She would always try to push the limit on that well beyond, and she got away with it more often than she didn't. I was at many of her regionals live where she would be, no rep and then essentially appeal her decisions. And then, like, again, she was a crier. Like every time.
So 2014. So she was the games champ in 2014. So I think that's maybe what made this such a big deal is she's the reigning champ, comes back in 2015. This is an event that she was probably could have won.
She had one of the strongest snatches in the whole field. Yeah, for sure.
And then you have like this pretty ballsy judge. I mean, that first one was definitely no, but today that would have been fine. They would have let everybody get away with it.
Maybe. I wouldn't say that. There's always, in every event I've seen, there's been a judge who really puts their foot down on certain things. That's the one thing about the sport, right? That you just can't seem to fix, probably never will,
so that's a video for another day. It's judging inconsistencies.
Good Lord. We don't have enough time to go over all those. But yeah, I mean, I think people took notice about this. I think if we're calling it, one of those moments in the sport that changed things, it was so valuable not to get a no rep on something like this. I think that's one thing that coaches drill into athletes now is like make sure that the range of motion is perfect when you need it to count. And when you're doing higher rep on other things, you want to try to shorten the range of motion or blur the line a little bit, see what you can get away with in the sport to, save energy and time or whatever. But yeah, anything you want to add? You kind of picked this one. What else you want to talk about with that?
No, that was kind of it. Just I felt like a defining moment of, being like the reigning champ's going to get no repped. Like, you know what I mean? If you're not, I don't know, but like, they weren't horrible. You know what I mean? The first one was like pretty bad. The second one, from short glance looked like it was fine.
Yeah. I don't know what the call was in the second one. Cause I mean, I saw it even on a bigger screen than you did.
Go back one more time.
All right, let me try here.
The replay.
Yeah. So we'll see the replay here in a second. Yeah, I mean, but again, a champ should know better, right? The champ should just make it count. The champ should just hit depth. Like, it shouldn't even be questionable when you're the best in the world. Like, it should be automatic. And I don't think she caught it funky. I think she just caught it with authority early and just decided that was it because she could have wrote it down.
Wait, what would be going through videos of horrible no reps that counted would be.
That'd be fun. Here you go. Not even close in the first one. It's not even close. The second one's fine, right?
I would call the second one fine, yes.
Yeah, I agree. No, I don't know why she got no rep in the second one. I'm agreeing with that.
You can't really see what happens on this one. Oh, yeah, it didn't show the rep, but she got no reps on that one.
She also may have been bringing the bar down as she's standing up, trying to build speed because she knows she's screwed anyway. So anyway. All right. We got one more. We're making good time. You're doing great. You want to intro this last one?
I don't know what it is.
Yes, you do.
I forget.
It's the pegboard.
Oh, so this is interesting to me because I don't know if this was like maybe the first time or like for whatever reason, like I think this is when the CrossFit Games was just finally getting on ESPN or whatever, or like maybe it was, I don't remember what it was, but it was like one of the first times that it was getting some TV, and it was the final event that was supposed to be on like TV or whatever. They introduced the pegboard, and I think it made like CrossFit look stupid. Like you have like this final event that you have all these women who cannot even get one rep.
So, we're going to run out of time here. We have people coming. Crowning the fittest on earth. Oh, the stream might come to an end before we get to do this.
Hurry up, blast it.
All right, we're going to blast away. We're going to blast it. All right, here we go.
And yes, Seth and I are in other rooms of the house. He made me go in a different room for everybody who cares.
Here we go.
It's still showing just you.
Oops, sorry. It's my terrible studio. Our roommates are back.
Our roomies. Mom and dad are home.
All right.
Make it big. Yeah, so I guess for this, I just like couldn't believe, like, again, there's no problem with the pegboard, but I'm like, it was like cool to get the games on ESPN or whatever, and then you put this event and like it's just like a freaking disaster where nobody's even getting any reps.
It's just hard when, the big announcement is like the intro to ESPN, finding the fittest woman on earth coming up next. And then you see what you see. You had a lot of women getting 0 pegboards. And to be fair, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. To be fair, for the sport, this is a great thing to introduce, right? It's a great thing to force these athletes to continue to be like, you haven't done enough, we need to do more. You haven't done enough, you need to do more. You always should be dumping things on them that make them like second guess their training and continue to push. That's really important in the sport. But to do it when, like you said, it's being highlighted by ESPN maybe for the first time at this point, and to make it look stupid, that was rough. The decision to have the movement as part of the games and even as part of the final, I thought was fine.
But then have a workout that there's an actual race going on when you're putting it on ESPN.
Agreed. Yeah.
Look, China got one. Go China.
China's fit. Always has been. And China's determined.
Hi, China.
We still have one viewer. Thank you to the one live viewer we had. We had 2 at one point. We have 1, but it's in the middle of the night. We're
in the morning.
I don't know. We're not. I know we're in Australia, so if we have an international viewer, thank you. All right, we've been going for 30 minutes. I think we get the point.
That video didn't
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're done here. Those were our 4 defining moments. We have Amanda for 2010, Rich failing the climbs in 2010. We have the squat snatch speed ladder with the failed reps, and then we have the pegboard. Oh, look, it's Mike Canute. Thank you, Mike. Look at Mike tuning in, watching us.
Hi, Mike.
So anyway, those are 4 defining moments of the games. We're gonna do more. We're just having some fun with this while we're away on vacation. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.